morning of February 15th, and I've just rounded Hawk's Nest Point and entering into the bite of Cat Island. I've come overnight from the Acklands and I'm operating on zero sleep, so not exactly bright-eyed and bushy-tailed here. As it stands, it's about a 10-mile beat to windward to New Bight Harbor. Well, at least it's fairly flat now that I'm inside the relatively sheltered waters. It makes a big difference when you're trying to work to windward. I'm just judging that water depth by color. I'm not going to chance getting in too much further toward the beach. As it is right now, I have about 8 to 10 feet of water. And the bottom looks like sand. Yeah, it felt like it bit. It's only about 10 feet of water. Just for assurance sake, and also to get a bath, decided to take a dip over the side here and have a look at my anchor. Looks dug in. Feels like sand. All good there. Well, shortly thereafter, I'm visited by a subscriber, and he fills me in on what the schedule is for the supply boat. Turns out the supply boat shows up tomorrow, Thursday, so the best day to go to the grocery store will be Friday. So we have plans to meet up on Friday. Veritable garbage scow here. Well, it's Friday and it's still quite windy, which makes the run ashore a little more difficult, or at least a bit wetter. So I'm just going to follow Ralph here. He's been here a while, so he knows where everything is. So we beach our dinghies and make our way to the grocery store, which is about a 3/4 of a mile long walk. Pass a nice church on the way, though. The employees at the grocery store gave us a ride back to the beach, which was nice, particularly because both of us were carrying several gallons of bottled drinking water, which would have been quite a haul on foot. Oh, all right. So now that I have the necessities of water and provisions taken care of, I can finally get around to seeing the sights. The adventure. I wanted to get going about half an hour ago. The only reason I wanted to get going by about 3 p.m. It's about 4 p.m. now. is I wanted to get off of the shelf, get out of this shallow water. Get out of this shallow water before nightfall. I think we'll make it. And anyway, we sailed in here following the chart plotter and didn't hit anything, albeit during the daytime. But part of the reason I got delayed was I was trying to open up predict wind on my computer and the app just wouldn't start up. It would predict wind screen would come up and then it would just quit. I guess it decided the app was too slow in starting, so it just shut it down. So I was going to try to reinstall the app, but the internet connection was so slow I didn't have any luck with that. So I ended up just getting the forecast on my backup computer, which is actually the computer I use for video editing. So anyway, so the general forecast is kind of southeast winds. About what we got now, 10 knots, and then picking up, averaging around 14 knots or so tonight. So getting a little more brisk tonight, and then gradually dying away again tomorrow. Hopefully we'll be into Rock Sound by early afternoon. As tomorrow evening the winds are going to forecast to just die away to almost nothing again. So you know, I figured I'd just you know, it's an overnight trip to the Davis channel there. It's about 60 miles, so that's an overnight run. And so I figured, you know, nice leisurely start around 3 in the afternoon, and we don't have to push it because I don't want to get into the Davis channel before light tomorrow, because you know, I want to do both ends of the trip during daylight, because then once I come into the Davis channel, then I'm back on shallow water. I'm on the bank, so I want to be able to see the water again in case there's any stray coral reefs. So you know, it was just all as usual. You know, it's technology that gets you. Sailing right into the sun. What is today? It is Wednesday, the 22nd of February, 2023. And got about 2 miles. I can still see the bottom. I can still see some dark patches. Can't tell if those are coral heads or just patches of grass. Chart says we got about 6 meters here. That looks about right. About 20 feet controlling depth. And anyway, we got about 2 meters, and then it's going to drop off, and then basically there's no bottom. Looks like a pretty smooth flight tonight. Winds could get up about 15 knots or so. Oh, I did manage to get predict wind going. What I did was I went into apps, and I managed to reset the app, and I'm still close enough to get cell coverage, because when I started up predict wind, after resetting it, I had to enter in all my credentials, and you need an internet connection to do that. So, but I had an internet connection. I did that, so I got it running. I downloaded the latest grip, so I got the weather forecast on my main computer now. So all is well. And this water's definitely getting darker. So as soon as we get off into deep water, then we're all clear here. Well, I had originally decided to put into Cat Island as a pit stop, just because I was too tired to carry on to Rock Sound. And Cat Island turned out to be one of the nicest anchorages I've been to. So what's that they say, unplanned fun is the most fun? Well, sometimes that's true. Oh, you want to know what grinds my gears? So I saw, he's anchored now, but I saw him on my AIS, and then he emerged this morning, and we were both on the same course going into the Davis channel here. He's obviously a little too deep for it. So anyway, it begins to dawn, a brilliant day, and I see this majestic square rigger and not one stitch of canvas set. And nice broad reach, about 15 knots of wind. And he's just got the diesel going and he's driving. That just ticks me off. So anyway, that's Cape Eleuthera right there. So we're about to enter into the Davis Channel. Just shook out around the reefs. We were comfortable, a little rolly last night, but we were comfortable with double reef main and reef staysail. But the winds are backing off as we're getting near the land here. So hopefully we'll be able to lay this course through the Davis Channel. We're about to enter. I see swirls. It looks like we got quite a bit of current here. See what we're making over the ground. We have fair current. We're doing 7.5 knots over the ground. So I'd say we're doing about 5 through the water. It's the other thing that makes engine sailing a little tricky when you're trying to navigate like this is because you can't control the wind and it takes some time to change your sail plan. So sometimes you're going a little faster than you want to go. Consider supporting this channel by becoming a patron. As a patron, you will be able to view my videos free of ads. You will also be able to leave comments, ask questions, and message me directly. You can become a patron for as little as $5 a month.